Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 31 Media podcast. My name is Vaishnavi Nashte. I'm the marketing and PR manager here at 31 Media. Today's podcast is in collaboration with the Digital Transformation Awards and the AI Summit and Awards. These are two separate B2B events organized by 31 Media. So if you are interested in attending or exhibiting your tech solutions at any of our events, please follow the link in the description to do so. Joining us today is Peter, who is the Chief Cloud Officer and VP of Support at IFS Ultimo. Peter has a high level of expertise when it comes to cloud solutions and the services these platforms provide to customers. He has also written an insightful article on a DevOps online platform about the future of work with respect to digital transformation and how companies can continue to stay competitive in the industry. So it's like a very exciting read. Make sure to click the link in the description if you want to read it. Firstly, good morning, Peter. Is it good morning by you or is it good afternoon?
It's good afternoon in the Netherlands.
Good afternoon in that case. How are you today?
I'm doing perfectly fine. Thanks for asking.
Okay, no worries. So like before we get started, I'm curious, like could you give our audience a bit more information about your background and how you sort of like navigated into this space?
Well, I started my journey at IFS Ultimo over 20 years ago. It was a small Dutch
Wow.
company
Mm-hmm.
based in a small town in the Netherlands. I think I was the 20th person to join the organization. And nowadays we are over 300 employees serving more than 2,000 customers in 40 countries. So quite a big difference. At very different roles within Ultimo, from consultancy to some support functions, and nowadays chief cloud officer, and still enjoying my journey within
Mm.
Ultimo utmost.
Amazing. That sounds such an inspiring journey. And since you've been a part of the organization for such a long time, I'm sure the organization must have gone through multiple digital transformation initiatives throughout its journey, isn't it? I'm curious, like, why do you think digital transformation is such an important topic for industrial businesses?
Well, it's the only pathway to operational excellence. It will
Mm,
help companies control costs, improve productivity, assure asset uptime. But also, many companies are juggling with a lot of things like regulations, even more regulations. For example, in food and beverage, come up, you need to prove a lot of stuff. There's supply chain disruption.
mm,
But also the health and safety of workers is a big topic that needs to be addressed in a digital journey. And last to name is, I think, the skilled labor shortages nowadays are a big problem that many industries are facing. A lot of experienced workers are aging. How can you transfer their knowledge to the younger public? How can you attract new workers? So I think the digital transformation is a very important topic for all industries.
amazing. And do you think, like, when it comes to a digital transformation, how exactly can it support workforce? Like when it comes to, focus on maintenance?
Well, I think we call it hands-on tool time. So you want your mechanics, you want your engineers to have their hands-on tool as much as possible. So you want to reduce the administrative hassle. You want to improve cooperation between the operations and the engineers. I think the engineers, the operation,
Mm,
working on the machines, know for the best when a machine isn't working correctly. They should be the ones informing engineers to take quick action and be responsive. And in that digital journey, helping as well as the operations, as well as the engineers, by giving them an overview, reducing the administrative hassle, I think is a very important step forward.
okay, interesting. And just like a follow-up on that question, do you think like across your journey as a cloud officer, has there been like any kind of example that you can provide our audience of how businesses can support these kind of workforces?
Well, I think the move to the cloud is important
Mm,
for a lot of companies. The cloud enables them to connect a lot of IoT to the cloud solution,
mm-hmm,
if you have to perform a lot of inspections within your company on production lines, I think the IoT can really help you improve the inspections, decrease the manual labor in inspections, and help improve the uptime of your machines by notifying in time that a machine needs maintenance and so on.
Okay, amazing. Thank you for that answer. I have like one last question for you. Where should organizations start when it comes to digital transformations? That's first part of my question. And the second part is what pitfalls should they, look out for along the way?
I think you should start small. Think big, but start small.
Baby steps.
Baby steps, indeed. And it's the obvious answer. But still, I think a lot of organizations think big and act big, while sometimes you need to take the baby steps, as you mentioned. So find a partner that is highly configurable, has a fast return on investment, and help you take little steps toward the big thinking.
Interesting. And one more follow-up question on that. Like I've got this question from a lot of our readers and viewers that when it comes to digital transformation, I think one of the key things is how do they start? Like, how do they plan things or how do they organize all of their ideas? Like when you say think big but start small, could you give our audience a bit more like an example for it to, organize it properly?
It's a difficult question. I think it's also very dependent on your organization. But I think it's the most important thing to identify the problems. What are the issues stopping you from performing at the highest level? And from the issues, start involving different companies, vendors like IFS Ultimo to help improve. So what's your problem and how do you want to resolve it? And how can we or other vendors add value to your company?
Okay, perfect. Great. Thank you so much, Peter, for all of your answers. They've been very insightful. And yeah, I cannot wait to like publish your article as well because it's such an exciting read. I'm sure our audience is going to love it. And thank you so much for being on the podcast as well today.
Thank you very much. And thanks for giving me the time to explain. Thanks.